This is your warning. This episode contains explicit language and heavy talk about drug use, and even the hint of active drug use. Listen at your own risk.
Alright, where my motherfuckers at? We rapping, we trapping, we don't give a fuck. Hip hop for shoes in this bitch. Come over here, party 420. We're getting fucking faded, let's get it. Paps, fuck that white trash shit, we're getting wasted.
Right there, you heard it from the locals.
That sums it up, the full extent of the 420 weekend summed up right there.
There we go.
Praise.
Open up, Colorado. It's 420. Time to grind and burn.
This is not your son's stoner show.
Welcome to the Cannabis Community Project. This is Brainstorm, once again bringing you your weekly podcast from the CCP studios high up in Denver, Colorado. You're exploring the business side of this newly emerging economy, focusing on the patient, the retailer, to the geek in the garage, creating that next innovation in cannabis. This is the first media platform to help fellow cannapreneurs build sustainable businesses. Hey Cannapreneurs, this week's show is sponsored by Dairy Berry's Recording Studio. Happy belated 420, everyone. Welcome to the Cannabis Community Project, and welcome to my 420 weekend. Come hang out with me as I go through Fridays and Saturday, very big events this weekend. Friday and Saturday night, my 420 weekend turned out to probably be one of the better weekends I've had this year, if not in the last few years. Last year I went to the Cannabis Cup and it was fun, but you know what? This year, it just didn't seem like it was that much fun. Last year I had a booth. I was with the Grow Flounder HMO Plus out there looking at the patrons pass by, talking to people. It just didn't have the real return that we were looking for. And then this year they raised the price. So having a booth was out. Buying a patron pass, walking through, getting some free dabs after standing in line for 20, 40 minutes. Just didn't really seem like it was all that much fun at this point. I knew there was going to be more than enough people going where I could get the aftermath of who was there and what was up. Last year, I did have fun, and because I got in for free, it was definitely worth it. But this year, I decided to do something different. I wanted my 420 weekend to be more something of my control, something that I envisioned to be a way people would want to pass the weekend. And what other way? Well, you have a party. What else are you going to do? Have a party. I hooked up with friend of the show, Young Fate. Weird music, weird nation. Young Fate and I thought we could throw a little party, put out a microphone, have some food, and friends get together and see what would happen. Check out what happened. Before that happened, on Friday night, I had, I think, my first documented official fan. Like, I mean, real fan. Like somebody who flew all the way from Dallas, Texas to meet me, so he says. Although coincidentally it matched up with 420 weekend. Who knows which came first. But he says he came here to meet me. And I want you to hear that conversation. Because it's not just, well, okay, it's a little self-indulgent for me and a little rubs my ego the right way. He has some passion. And he's the kind of entrepreneur that we're trying to focus on and idealize in this industry. The example to set forward for everybody else. To set forth in pace with the industry. And that's what he did. He just jumped right in. He's been going at this for a handful of months. I think he said 5 months. And he jumped right in, got a product, designed it, started to market it. And as part of that marketing, started a podcast. Says inspired by me. That really makes me feel good. I mean, I've had a number of people reach out to me and tell me how they listen every week and how they're inspired, not necessarily by me, and I don't take any credit for that, but by the collaboration of the guest I'm finding. I want to hear from you. I want you to tell me what you like, what additional information you want in this show. Because this is your show. It's a Cannabis Community Project show, and you're the community. So listen to my Friday night hanging out at the Holiday Inn with our friend and new sponsor of the show, the Herb Box, and listen to his conversation and his passion about how he got to where he is, what he's all about. Kenya's his name, and he has a fascinating story, personal and professionally. He is a cannapreneur. And then hang out at the end of that, because at the end of that interview, it's going to sound like the show's ending, but we're just wrapping up our show before we go into my Saturday night. Hang out with me on Saturday night for the 420 for my top 20 bash that we had down in Colorado Springs. Lee Ricks, Noah Grow Flounder, Young Fate, and so many more hanging out with a house that was just packed full of people, live performances in the living room. You're going to want to hear it all at the end of this interview. Hang out for the full show with us today. But let's make sure to quickly do our short-term memory flashback relapse to last week's show so we don't forget anything. Hang out for the full thing. Grind and burn. Check.
Hello, this is Lauren.
Hi, Lauren. How you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
Doing good.
My name is Lauren Ely. I am with Disposables. We are the pipes that are designed to be sold pre-filled and branded with refill pods currently under development. We will be more and more recognized. We're trying to make sure people feel comfortable abiding the laws, and if they want to toss a disposable, it's not going to be throwing away some huge plastic, nasty thing.
Well, what is the geographic plan?
We're definitely looking to start off, since we're based in Erie. So I'm real close to Boulder, I'm real close to Denver, so absolutely we're looking to stay local and kind of get the bugs ironed out. So I've got fortunate enough to have a lot of help, but I'm also driving I'm driving an Uber cab. So thank you, Uber, it's just such a great opportunity to make money when you have time. So I think that's really good synergy. But again, it'd be nicer and more convenient for the business if I can devote 24/7 to.
There's no shame at all in Uber cab. We share that together as a common experience. I also do Uber. Some crucial decisions, especially when you're offering to bring somebody else in. Trust issues, right? Can you trust this person with the same passion that everybody else has, because they're kind of an outsider? They're coming in without that original foundation of being part of the spark of inspiration there. And there's a lot of trust that has to develop in really a short amount of time. Trust that's not really backed up with large paychecks.
There's so many different places and options I can take this first product. One of the first things we did even before manufacturing was we did the Pot Pavilion last year and spoke to customers, and we're asking them, what would you like? What do you need? I think this first product is going to be the foundation that we build upon.
What advice or what lessons of life would you say you've learned from starting this business that you think would be most crucial for other people wanting to start a business?
Yeah, absolutely. Everyone tells you it's going to be much harder than you expect. Believe them. I can cross state lines because we don't actively touch cannabis. In 20 years, I want to be the number one go-to solution for smoking flower while you're on the go. Refill pods, any of my competitors to come after. I want disposables to kind of be like, the Q-tip, the cotton swab, or the Kleenex. We want to brand it so everyone knows pod-type cannabis consumption. They're going to call them disposables from now on.
Is there anything that I haven't asked you that you were wanting to talk about?
No, I mean, you had some great questions. I think you picked my brain rather clean. We're on Twitter and Facebook at Disposables, DISPOSABOWLS. And then our website is www.disposables, DISPOSABOWLS.co, like Colorado, not .com.
Very cool. Well, I appreciate it, Lauren. If you have an idea, a business, perhaps just some thoughts about cannabis, contact me. I want to hear from you. I want to discuss these issues: health, food, music, growing, technology, business, everything else. CCP.
Skunk Box is your premium herbal humidor. With the Skunk Box, you not only discreetly store your herbs, but restore them too, bringing back the taste, texture, and flavor you love. Order yours online today at skunk-box.com, where you can choose from different models and even customize them to meet your needs.
Somewhere in the Black Mountain hills of Dakota lived a young boy named Rocky Raccoon. Well, one day his woman ran off with another guy. He hit young Rocky and I. Well, Rocky didn't like that. He said, I'm gonna get that boy. So one day he walked into town and booked himself a room up in the local saloon. Oh, Rocky Raccoon, he checked into his room, only to find Gideon's Bible. Well, Rocky had come equipped with a gun to shoot off the blades of his rival. Ooh, well, his rival, it seems, had broken his dreams by stealing a girl of his fancy. Well, her name was McGill. She called herself Little, but everyone knew her as Nancy. Well, now she and her man, who called himself Dan, were in the next room at the whore down. Well, now Rocky burst in and
oh yeah, that's a good one. That is Matthew Brady there on vocals and guitar, singing an old classic, a deep cut recording I had in my iTunes that I brought up. This week's show, I actually have quite a bit of music on there. I'm feeling very musical this week, but it also helps break up when you have multiple interviews. I'm still down in Colorado Springs. Very interesting stuff, learning about how this industry is developing, how residents, tourists, basically anybody that's over 21, deep-seated in the cannabis community. We're going to get everything we need to know where we can also be involved, where we can be part of the positive change that's happening out there. The background noise and the background music is the environment. I'm actually at the location, so don't be distracted by too much what's going on. The microphones are up close, so just sit back and listen and relax and enjoy the music. Enjoy the first-hand knowledge that's coming to us.
Those who know me as KB. Those who don't know me, my name is Kenya Brantley. And those who I have taught, I'm Coach B, Coach. She's going to be smiling a little bit.
Well, I'm curious because I want to know how you found the show and everything. I mean, you told me a whole bunch on the phone, but just for the sake of recording,
yeah,
for my own ego, just go ahead and.
All right, man. Let me start with this. Just really introducing the whole process of. It was a timeline to all of this. I guess you could say this started '92 with the Chronic album with Dr. Dre, and I think that set it off for everybody. Really, the hip hop community, because I noticed when you had Lee Rick on, Lee Lyric with the lyric. With the hip hop for shoes, I mean, it started right there with the Chronic, and now you see Snoop after 20-some years is still performing here at the Cannabis Cup. You know what I mean? So, I mean, it started there. I mean, that's when really, I think for us, that's when really music, the hip hop, the weed, the culture of it, all came in the two. And then, I graduated from college and went on. Fortunately, I won't say unfortunately, I have a retina disease called retinitis pigmentosus. Now, I played football in college and I coached and taught for 22 years. This past December 23rd, I had to hang it up because I was getting where I couldn't perform at the level I wanted to. If all your life, this is what you've done, it wasn't a job to me. I just woke up in the morning. I went from playing football in high school and college to then coaching it. And I was a PE teacher, so I played dodgeball every day. I love what I truly did. And I love the community and I love the kids. Sitting there and thinking about what to do, I'm in a little depression, and I appreciate me and my family. I really have to give it up to my family and my friends, my community. When I say my community, I mean it's a brotherhood of us. I mean, we like the original Wu-Tang Clan. It's like 12 of us from the neighborhood, man, and we all leaders. For them to say, man, you know, why you moping? You know, it's so what? You're gonna be visually impaired. What? You know, they didn't never look down on me. But the particular night I saw NSNBC, they had the documentary about America, weed, America,
weed country or
yeah. And I'm sitting there just looking at it, eating some graham crackers. My favorite. The guy said, "Oh, by the year 2020, this will be over $100 billion business." And when I heard $100 billion, I jumped literally off my couch. Said, "What? I got to get a piece of that." You know what I'm saying? I'm going to get a piece of that. The next day, I went to the gym to work out like usual. I went to work out. You know, I usually do a warm up on the cardio, and I was like, I'm going to look up something with marijuana. I typed in marijuana business on the podcast, and yours came up, Cannabis Community Project. And I was like, what is this? Now, mind you, I had to go back. I heard like in the middle of a show, so I went back to number 3 as far as I could. I started listening to it. You know, you was talking in a way not condescending, and you kept saying in your podcast, you said, this is the time for us to take serious the business of cannabis. You just kept saying the business of cannabis, and you kept saying this the new untamed territory. You kept saying that, and we want to get into the business of cannabis. You know what you were saying, you know. I got to tell you, but you just kept saying it. Now this is not even 24 hours after I just seen the weed country. The man said $100 billion business. I was like, well, what can I do? You know what I'm saying? And the people that you had on was, at the time, you had a couple of people on. You had the human resource guy, and you know, you just had different guests. You had a couple of different guests that came on. So I'm listening to one. It was just addictive. So I finished my workout, and that night I just listened to about 3 or 4 shows back to back, and you just kept saying stuff. And I was like, I got to do something. Like, it's something I have to do. Well, mind you, this was the 1st of November. And,
last year.
Yeah, 2014. So I had already put in my leave of absence because I knew I was going to retire. But as a teacher, you can get full credit year if you retire in December. But, you know, I had to put in my leave of absence and whatnot. And plus, I had a lot of sick days. You know, I'm a PE teacher. I never really miss. I mean, for what I'm going to miss for her, you know what I'm saying? So it gave me time to sit and think, you know, start thinking about doing something. Well, like anything, you know, since I was listening about weed all the time, I was like, shit, I feel like, you know, smoking. And back in the day, we kept our weed in a Crown Raw bag. I put that in, it was all dried up. And I was like, it clicked. I need to find something to put it in. And that's all I said to myself. Well, to go back, my best friend, I mean, you know what I'm saying, brother from another mother, his wife, unfortunately, had breast cancer. She couldn't go through the chemo. She just find it difficult. Around that time, now mind you, this was November, he calls me up, and I mean, he's distraught, man. I mean, you know, you see a grown man that's sick behind his wife that's really, you know, you love your wife. You don't want to see your wife suffer. And he was like, I can't witness it, man. It's sickening. And I was like, let's see what we can do. Let's, you know, get her some weed. He said, man, she won't touch that stuff, you know, she won't. And so we got her some liquid because she really wouldn't touch it because she said it stinks. That stuff stinks. And I don't want to have it, you know. And that's when it really hit me. What if I made something and I took away the smell? You know, I get something to take away smell. And I was like, what if I put it in something? She said, well, yeah, but then where am I going to put it? In the drawer, or in the sock, or, you know, where you going to hold it at? Boom. It clicked right there. I said, I want to make a container. And I started looking at containers. Well, everybody was making the wood containers, the cedar and whatnot. I wanted something fly, you know, and to go back to hip hop because I grew up in hip hop. It's what grew me up. And Jay-Z and Biggie, we all wanted that fly lifestyle. You know, we wanted to look good. We might not have a dime in our pocket, but we're going to look sharp, you know. Now, I want to make this box for that because I started thinking about you, what you were saying. You got to carve out the business of cannabis. I was like, whoa, wait a minute. This brother's still 38 years old, 48 years old, still putting it in the Crown Raw bag. Again, not to, you know, give anything to Crown Raw, you know, and I say, nah, not no more. I'm going to make a box that they can be proud of. Now, there's going to be your purists that say, no, I want to keep it in a cedar box, and no disrespect, but usually that's the dude that likes to nerd out about the different strands and ain't trying, you know, but I wanted something real nice and elegant, exquisite colors and superior craftsmanship that you could have and pull out while listening to a nice Marvin Gaye sipping on some wine. I'm a big wine drinker. Again, I just thought that this was the time. It was time for me to do it. And then I got with a great manufacturer. And these guys were perfect because I went to many manufacturers. I got the door slammed in my face. You know what I'm saying? Really bad. And I took it real personal. I took it real personal because I would go there and I had a prototype and I had a CAD drawing of what I wanted. And just because the word cannabis, marijuana, they didn't want to touch it. Matter of fact, I had one guy that was manufacturing. He said, well, I don't think I can really do your project. I'm doing cigar ashtrays. I said, cigar ashtrays. Okay. I'm not going to knock it, but why, sir, why not? Well, I just don't want it to mess with my brand. And I quoted him too. I said, man, this is about to be over $100 billion business in 2020. Are you serious? I guarantee you nobody's buying no cigar ashtrays. Sometimes, not in that number. I ran across a great manufacturer right out of Dallas, Texas, man, called Artifactors Studio. It's like instead of manufacturers, artifacts. And they're manufacturing things that with a twist of art. And that's exactly what I wanted to do, man. And if you see the boxes, it's unique. It's very unique. And, a lot of people, well, why did you make it like this? Or why did you do it like this? And I think I did a good job. And I'm still ironing out the kinks. I like it. I really like it. I keep thinking in mind of, unfortunately, your soccer mom might get breast cancer, cervix cancer or whatnot, and she's going through chemo, but she's not going to get a box to hold it that has a weed leaf on it or a pirate head or, 420. Right. She don't even know what 420 is. Something that's real nice. Or your brother, your dude that's coming home from work, he probably works downtown and he just want to, stress out.
It has to be respectable. It has to look nice. And it definitely does. And we'll make sure to get lots of pictures and put them up on Facebook and take some videos so everybody can see it. It looks very elegant and it's conspicuous, right? I mean, it looks like a building block. It looks like if you open it, you might find perfume.
Yeah, people say what it looks like. I wanted to make it with a look that one that you could, because we're out of the closet now. I don't hate to use it. It's no longer the drug that you in your mama's basement. Right. You got to roll around in your car, drive 2 or 3 blocks. Nah, it's now that you can have it. It's a conversation piece that you can have right on your thing that you can have. I would have had this when I was in college instead of us being in the dorms. You know what I mean?
The Crown Royal bag?
Yeah, exactly. Nothing wrong. But
well, your story itself is a tribute to how much things have changed because you're talking about being motivated by simply thinking about marijuana, right? For lack of any other words, which is the complete contradictory to what everybody traditionally has thought. So you might be the first documented person who was inspired and motivated to start a business because of weed. Right?
Yeah.
You and me and a few other people, but this is what's happening. Just what you said. I mean, this is right now what you're doing. You came here to Denver to participate in one of the biggest events probably this year. I won't say in history because I don't know and I can't say in the future, but this is probably one of the biggest events, the Denver Cannabis Cup 2015, especially after last year when it set the precedent. Why don't we step back just a couple, because you gave us a lot of information there. Sure. And I want to make sure people understand everything from your product to where you're coming from. So you're coming from where, literally?
I'm coming from Dallas, Texas. I'm coming from Dallas, Texas.
And you flew up here to Denver this weekend. This is the 420 weekend. This is Friday. We're sitting downtown, literally in the Holiday Inn.
Really, just I came up here really, man, with a game face on, to meet you. I mean, I really, and I will tell you, man, I really appreciate it. I haven't been. It's been several key things in my life that have guided me to something that really has touched me, that moved me. Starting off when I was young male, I'm not going to, I was for those who know about hip hop, again, hip hop definitely moved me, but to be a 5%er, that was the gods of the earth. Growing up as a young male, and that moved me and motivated me reading Malcolm X books back in 89, I think. That started the starting block. Like I said, hip hop to own your own. I mean, we're talking about this now when in the hip hop community, Damon Dash, if you know him from Rockefeller Records, that was with Jay-Z, he was talking about we got to start building, we got to start owning our stuff. And as hip hop music, as we say, the Cannabis Cup, because hip hop and this cannabis is run neck and neck. I mean, one of the greatest albums, not the White Album by the Beatles, Dr. Dre, the Chronic album. I mean, from that, you spawned off Eminem. You spun off Dre Beat headphones. And it goes on, you spun off
From
Snoop.
an industry standpoint.
Right. You know what I'm saying? And so this music has done it, and it's hand in hand. And so to build that and be a part, and that's what I want Herbox to be. That I can get a piece of this. I'm going to get a piece of this.
So what I hear you saying is that I should go around to the Cannabis Cup and the Holiday Inn and take my percentage of the money you've brought to them because you came here for me.
Well, I mean, hey,
so
you know what I'm saying?
I got to make sure to get my 10%.
I mean, I appreciate, and that's what I said, and that's why I said
tickets you pay.
That's what it motivated me to when listening to your pocketbook, because
I'm bringing money to Denver.
Right,
I'm a job creator.
I mean, and not only that though, I want to tell you that because you also inspired me to start podcasting, because I didn't want to sit down after, and I touched on it, having a RP, which is retinitis pigmentosus, and I didn't want to be in the dark. Like, what is this? I got angry. It wasn't nobody to get angry at.
What is it? Does it make you blind? Is
yeah,
it
I mean, well,
is it...
yeah. It what it does is tunnel your vision after a while. It's kind of like having arthritis of the retina. And a lot of people, if you see me, they'll say, "Well, you don't look blind." Well, I don't. I mean, I'm a pretty big dude. I still work out, and But so I was angry, but I didn't want to be that angry, bitter guy. So I started reaching out. I wanted to see if it was others like me.
Well, in what sense are you handicapped?
I'm legally blind. I'm definitely legally blind. I gave up the car keys.
But what can and can't you see? You can see me sitting
there. Yeah. I see you
clearly. I mean,
I see. If you step back about a couple of more feet, it's going to be a little problem. It takes me a while to focus. It really is a more of a night blindness. I can see you because we're sitting here and the light. If the people probably can to describe it, we're sitting by the window, so the light is shining in. But if you notice on the other side of him, it's darker in the room. So that's why I can focus and kind of catch a glimpse of you.
So are you a medicinal user to help alleviate this? Is this...
Nah, not really. I wouldn't say I've been, because right now, with your eye pressure, your eye pressure is supposed to fall between 14 to 18 of your eye pressure. And glaucoma is the only really eye disease that marijuana helps alleviate the eye pressure from your eyes. With retinitis pigmentosus, it's so rare of a disease. Yeah. It's truly rare of a disease. Although it's so rare, my podcast is just not about, let me talk to all the visually impaired blind people. Nah, that wasn't. What I wanted to do is talk to every group and individual that has overcome the obstacle, because they're not disabled. I like to use differently abled, because we all have, challenges we go through. And right now, with mental health as being the number one driving force, we got a lot of soldiers coming back. Not even soldiers. Man, how about as a teacher?
Are you ex-military also?
No. But as a teacher, I mean, we got kids that have PTSD, just living in, as you call the urban communities. You're going to have struggles and stress just living there. You know what I mean? Dealing with that every day. Sometimes school is the safest place. And I've been in the battle zone and I've seen it. And I've seen kids come to school. That's their time away, because from that 8 to 3, they don't have to worry about a meal. I've taught 22 years. I've taught everything from high school to middle school. I retired from Dallas ISD, but I've taught, for those who know, Richardson ISD, Grand Prairie ISD. I've coached high school ball, middle school.
Teenagers.
Yeah, and I've coached even the little bitty babies. I didn't like the little babies at first, when I got them. But when I tell you, man, every day they run to you first thing in the morning. Coach, can we play? I make up crazy games, Space Invaders.
Excited to be
right. I would use the scooters, but we would play dodgeball with the scooters. That was the game. I should have patented that game. We played dodgeball with scooters, but you had to sit down on the scooters, and we called it Space Invaders. Man, they love that game. And you can go to your old favorite. You go to relays. You can't lose with relay racing.
Why change careers then?
I had to retire. I retired. My eyesight was I'm in the gym, and I usually have 60 plus kids in the gym.
So you were forced to retire.
So I wouldn't say I forced. I walked on my own. I walked on.
See the short future coming.
Yeah, exactly. And I was in grad school. I was in grad school to be a TVI, and that was a teacher of the visually impaired. So I was like, well, I guess it'll be the blind leading the blind. But then I started thinking, right now, that's not going to work for me. That's not. I don't know. Once I got into listening more to you, really taking it serious, really seeing the whole process of really seeing your product, really, meeting with people about websites, really behind, people just think like they'll see when they click on something, they just see that product. I didn't know how hard it was. And when they hear this podcast, they think like, oh, you just got a microphone and we start talking. I jumped in and I kind of thought that, but once I got into a studio and after even talking to you and you giving me the tips and and just was in there editing and really taking this out and really listening to myself over and saying, how can I make myself better? It's a lot hard. Like you said, you can take a 15 to 20 minute podcast and work on it 15, 20 hours.
Right?
You know what I mean? So people don't see the hard work behind it.
You can, but there's probably 80% of people podcasting that don't.
Right.
Because the impression is, well, just pick up a microphone, talk about something, upload it to the internet, and then now you're a podcaster.
Right.
I mean, you can do that, and many people do that. I'm trying to take it more like a show type format and make it a show like a radio show or another type of show, and it takes a long time.
Right, and
it takes a long time to produce a show, and it takes an even longer time to get an audience, stumbling across you and listening. Because I don't have a network of people advertising and billboards, and I don't have a.
You got one here. You got one here.
Right.
Herbbox, HERBBOXX.com.
This is all it takes is me simply reaching out to a company and saying, hey, can I talk about you? Them being on the show and then introducing me to their audience, me getting introduced to, vice versa.
Right.
And then little by little. I mean, this is how I think, organic media happens rather than blasting billboards and TV ads and $1 million to direct people towards a show. This is all I got, is just meeting people like you,
right,
talking to you, and then hopefully you'll go back to your audience and tell somebody else.
Exactly. But see, that's, and I hate to keep saying, well, no, I don't. I don't hate to keep saying it because, again, I love it. This is like hip hop. It's like 2 turntables and a microphone. This is it. And you take the basis of that. You take your MC, you take your DJ, you take your beatboxing, graffiti writing, breakdancing, entrepreneurship. But that's where it comes from. It's the basis of that. And that's where we can, we can beat that big machine out there that's going to keep trying to dictate what's on the radio. And there's so many spins or they're going to dictate what is going to be marketed to us and pushed down our throats, when we can go out here and do it ourselves and meet with the real people that's going to listen. Even the hip hop podcast, I'm a fan of for those too. And they take it just like you, like a real show, and they're reaching out and having, and you're starting to see other businesses breaking through, other entrepreneurs like Get Bevel, shaving with Nas branched out. So it's all coming too. So Herbbox is coming, I'm coming. I see other competition. I'm small right now. Like, Snoop, I hope to see you, Snoop, out there. I see you got your box, baby. I'm coming for you, though. Uncle Snoop, I'm coming for you.
Tomorrow, I'm hosting a party with Young Fate down in Colorado Springs, who was voted best rapper in Colorado, who,
is that guy you had on one episode?
Yeah.
You played some music?
Yeah.
That dude,
Young Fate.
Yeah, he goes hard in the paint. I like that dude. The beats was
He
knocking.
just got back from California from meeting with Sony. He just 2 months ago was voted best rapper in California. He's in a competition right now, working his way up the charts. I would have never in my life met somebody like that. But because of the show, it brought me together with him.
Right.
Now we're hosting a party together in the Springs tomorrow.
Right.
And this is kind of where that relationship is, that, it doesn't have to just be hip hop. It's that same organic beginnings of talking to one person, talking to another people, and then 2 people from different worlds colliding together in the middle. This is why I get to talk to patients, and then the next day talk to a president of a company wearing a suit and tie at his office, and then the next day hang out at a grow house and all over the place. But it's all because of cannabis, which in a sense, like you're saying, is hip hop. It's that roots of what everything is centered around. What right now is bringing everybody together. Products like yourself, media. Let's talk about your products since we have it out here. Since you were nice enough to buy a plane ticket to deliver it personally to me.
Oh, for sure. And T-shirt. And T-shirt, you know.
The least we can do is find out all about it.
When I was teaching, the lady you had on Mouse.
Yeah, Mouse's Edibles.
You're right. And she has Chrome. Well, when I first started teaching, I was about 29, 30. When I noticed this teacher was losing her hair and she was, missing a lot of days, I didn't know what Chrome disease was to put a face on it, because when you're young like that, you think that you're going to live forever. You don't ever think something is going to happen. I didn't really start losing my sight until about 30, 38. Wow. And when I found out I was losing it,
exactly my age.
Yeah.
That would be like me right now, starting to lose my sight.
Well, when I went to the doctor to find out that was happening, I ran a marathon. I thought if I work out more, if I start eating a little bit better, lift a little bit more, that this will go away. Well, basically, what I was doing was running from the whole problem. And at the same time, though, it was therapeutic, because just training for that thing, sometimes I would stop and look around because I could really hear myself think, you know what I'm saying? Like I would literally was talking. And then, of course, I had to break down times and cry while you're out there running, but nobody's out there to see you. You know what I mean? You just out there running and you think about it. I held on. I'm 47 now, and I still take some young boys to the yard. You know what I mean? Yeah. I'm here to say that it's a face on it. Everybody's is faced with something, and that's what I'm faced with. And so to hear her talk, and I don't know about you, but what was really touched me about that interview is her husband. How he was in the trenches with her, man, and he's trying to find every solution for that lady. You could see that he was like, I'm trying to grow whatever to keep her healthy. That's how it was started off. He was just trying to, let's try something. Remember he said that? He was like, I just want to try anything I can to keep, and I was
really worried with that interview because it was done over the phone and the audio quality was not the best. And I was really worried people weren't going to be able to hear it and really get a clear sense of what was going on.
It was deep. Now he did kind of trip me out with the little cult group or whatever he was with. That kind of like, I was like,
the clampers.
Yeah, I was like, okay, man, now you could really hear, he loves that lady, and to see what he's doing, they're not trying to, and that's why they kept telling you, because you kept asking him, well, what's your numbers and what, he's like, hey, we don't have all this. We start doing it, it's helping her, and we starting to help other people, and then they just kind of, the business jumped into their lap, and it's just growing and growing, because it's got to be a face on it. It's just not, this sick lady and she's over here, because luckily I got a good, strong family and good friends. And my thing is the parents. I like the kids, because I'm coming from the teacher background. Where do they start? Where would they go? They don't know. They don't know. And I was luckily, we ran into a lady. I met her. It's a big thing for mostly low vision kids to have this big, it's kind of like Special Olympics, but it's big. And this parent, man, all the parents go way and beyond, but she really, and I'm going to have her on, and, and so parents like that, they don't know where to go. They just feel isolated. So I would love to just help the parents and the kids, you know what I'm saying? Because that's my background, teaching.
Because we could probably talk for hours and hours.
Yeah. I'm gonna let you go. I know.
So all that means is that we just have to talk more, right? So we just have to do it at different times and keep talking. Okay. This has been great. I appreciate you giving me all the praise you have, and I accept all of it and humbly reject it all, because obviously you had this in you the whole time. All I did was maybe just give you the idea that you can do it now rather than later, and I don't even know if that makes me anything more than just chance luck that you happen to hear something, but the motivation was obviously already in you. I don't think you, with or without my show, I don't think you'd be in any different situation. Maybe a few months later, maybe you'd still be toying with the idea, maybe not. I think ultimately you're going to end up where you're ending up now. that seems like the kind of person you are. So, thank you very much for all you've said.
You're definitely welcome,
I guess
man. I appreciate
you're my
it.
first official fan, documented fan,
Right.
my first documented fan in that sense.
I mean, well, yeah. I mean, it was insightful and informative and inspirational, and that's what I want my show. I really copy off of you, and there's others out there. You have High Times, and
well, maybe I can come on your show.
Yeah, man.
And maybe we can talk about something that's
Facebook. It wasn't. I'm getting that too. That just wasn't my. But now I'm doing a business,
right.
And so you have to do those things. It never was my cup of tea. If I didn't talk to you in high school, how in the hell you think I'm going to talk to you now? That I'm 47 years old. Right. You know what I mean? And like I said, the group of friends and the brotherhood that I got, we grew up with each other. We're not going to Facebook each other when I can pick up the phone and call them. But when I'm doing the business, I will be on Facebook too. But for right now, HERBBOXX.com and Cannabis Community Project. Check me there. And you keep locked in on this show and everybody, and be inspired. Jump into this, man. Just don't spend your time. It's not just about 420. And, but right now, I'm happy. I'm blessed. Yeah. I'm definitely blessed, and I'm happy to be here, and I'm motivated. And I want our culture. And when I say, then that's why I started off the segment of talking about hip hop, because that's my culture. Like Karis once said, rap is just something you do. Hip hop is something you live, and we live in this. And we're living this. This cannabis culture that we go into the Cannabis Cup, this is our culture. And it's going to go the way we control it. Right now, the big business aren't in it. They're not doing it, and we can control it. It's not about just partying and 420. We're not the stoner in the basement. I mean, we are highly educated people here. I mean, you're sitting in right here with, I have an undergrad, master's. This man has, undergrad and master's. We're not dummies here. We're not the typical, hey, dude. That's dead. It's dead, those stereotypes, man. And let's take our culture about the business of being business before they come in and they take over and try to dictate to us what we've been doing long. We can't let them take it away, just like we can't let them take the hip hop away. We can't let them take our music away. We can't let them take our voices away when it comes to this cannabis, because we know what sells, but they're going to come in here. Oh, I'm kind of herb box. The next thing you know, year down the line, you're going to see Gucci with their version of a box. Yeah, come on, man. They could care less long as they pay the dollar. But we're here to dictate what goes on in our culture. And that's what I'm about. I'm just not about just the money. And everybody knows me, we brotherhood together, and we break bread together, and we smoke together. And, it's not about all of that. I just don't want the business to be about it. I want us to be about the business, but also be about our business, the ones who started from the root of this. So the Cannabis Community Project, and notice how you have that middle word, very important, the community, and it's our community, and it's ours, and I'm a part of it. I'm way from Dallas, Texas, to come here, and this man has motivated me to come here to Colorado, man, and I'm overwhelmed. Thank you so much, man.
Thank you.
And to be a part of this community. And I want us to be about that. And so if I was inspired and informed and I moved on, I hope I can do the same. And I hope that there's, another one that comes behind us that's in college right now. If you're going to school to marketing or finance, you know what? Don't go work for somebody else. You work for yourself. Why are you going to go to school 4 years to learn to work for somebody else when you can work for yourself? Yeah. It don't make no sense. You can do it here. You're smoking anyway. Why are you sitting up there trying to think about the deep whatever and the beyond? You know what? Think about empowering yourself and being about this community. But if not, 420 is one day. We're talking about 364. So that one day is for those who want to just, do whatever. But we got 364 here that we live in every day that we got families, we're fathers, we're mothers, we're taxpayers. We're not just bums out here. We're not just lit by in the basement. So I thank you, and I appreciate it, man. And peace to everybody out there. Love. One love.
That's a great way to go out. That's perfect. That was awesome.
But I appreciate it, man. I really do.
Thanks for listening to this week's show. Make sure to come back next week. We're going to have more guests lined up, speaking with dispensary owners, growers, business owners. Make sure to follow us on all of the social media, Facebook, Google+. You can listen to our shows live from the website or your preferred listening platform. Find us on iTunes, Stitcher, SoundCloud, Spreaker, even YouTube, all under the same name, CannabisCommunityProject.com. We'll see you next week.
You are listening worldwide.
Woke up this morning, y'all ain't doing what I want. Had a couple phone calls, blew a couple blunts. Saw a couple haters online, had to stop. Post a couple pictures, just doing what I want. I don't need bad bitches, that's too much attention. I'm just trying to get some millions, doing what I want. Put a couple people in the feelings, never gave a fuck. You get a penny full of dots, trying to gain a buck with a plot. Doing what I want, I'm just doing what I want. I'm just doing what I want, doing what they want. Bottles, models, new lifestyle, west side, living wild. Your man mad, that ain't my problem. Sing the song with them when they see me, they say what's wrong with it.
Live from Colorado Springs, the first ever CCP radio show. We are here undercover at the first 420 party. Here with my co-host, Grow Flounder.
Hey, folks.
What's going on? Do you think anybody can hear us?
What'd you say? I don't know if anybody can hear us talking, but...
In the house of Lee Ricks down here in Colorado Springs, first ever 420 party. We got Young Fate up on stage. And
this is a real house party.
This is a real house party, like high school and all. Young Fate just tore it up. He just tore down the house, literally, if I can still use that phrase.
I think so. All right.
How are you feeling, Grow Flounder? How are you feeling? You need to verbally make a verbal.
Well, I'll tell you what, those gummies were pretty good.
Yeah? You tell me they weren't worth $10, huh? Retail.
Well, they were pretty good.
Retail. Girl Flounder, I like that you wore your media badge out here.
I wanted to impress everybody.
With nothing less than a cob.
How about my haircut? My son did my hair. He told me, do it like this, Dad. Well, no, I put too much hairspray on it, and when I did it like that, it got stuck, and then I couldn't get it back to go the other way.
Well, I noticed last time we went out to the Gypsy Jam, you wore your hat, your cool hat.
Say what you want, I know what you want, I see right through you, it's crazy. I ain't about to play with these, I ain't about to shake the hands of these snake ass.
Hey, that was awesome. We're being joined now by
T. May of Weird Music.
We know T. May. She's been on the show before with Young Fate, hanging out at Gary's record with us. Killing it as always. Killing it. Thank you. Could go on all night with that.
Sweetheart, what do you go by?
T. May.
That was dope as fuck. Let's hear it for T. May.
Yeah.
Next up, Supernova, Elena, and Dave. Come on up.
Lee Ricks moderating tonight. Ricks is a natural moderator. I like his style. He's very confident in his moderation.
Yeah, he just brings it right up.
You could learn a thing or two from that, Girl Flounder. So who's coming up here? Who did he announce?
All right, Supernova, everybody, give it up.
Supernova.
Supernova. Looks like he's going to kick some ass. Okay, break one up. Hey, break one up.
Oh, so Supernova. Let's hear it. Let's see what they got.
Pick up my crew around two. You see me standing rolling, trying to get that attention. Oh yeah, we cruise, we cruise, we cruise.
I wake up feeling fresh, just jump in my spaceship. Let's take off to the stars. This is life inside the matrix. I'm feeling so amazing. Cause life is what you make it. Sometimes the greatest things in life are the most basic. Bikers around my town, speakers loud, bumping bass. The inside of my whip is like a personal oasis. A place to clear my mind when my thoughts keep racing. So I hit the open road and my soul is awakened.
I'm driving around town, trying to let my windows down. Finna pick up my crew around two. You see me standing attention. Oh yeah, we cruise, we cruise, we
When I hop up in my car, it's like all my worries fade away. Start the ignition to my engine, and I blaze the J. Rolling in my side, cranking up that Beverly and Maze. Yeah, I'm on my job, so I'm living like I'm hella paid. Sleeping on my mama's couch, but I'm feeling good today. Cause I keep it super trill, or at least that's what they say. I ain't never gave a fuck. Roll it up and let's get blazed. Living life to the fullest, yes, I do it every day. Rolling up that Mary Jane, smoking like a heavyweight. Positive energy, I spread love to erase the hate. Get in my ride and vibrate at a higher state. I'm trying to rise above the bullshit, so I elevate. Floating right above the mountaintops, damn, I love my state. Beautiful women, weather, and weed, man, this shit is great. Colorado is the place to be, there is no debate. So I'ma represent that 303 until I'm in the grave.
Let's see, I'm driving around town, shorty with my windows down. Finna pick up my crew at around 2. You see me stand there rolling, tryna get that attention. Oh yeah, we cruise, we cruise, we cruise. You see, I'm driving around town, chilling with my windows down. Finna pick up my crew at around 2. You see me stand there rolling, tryna get that attention. Oh yeah, we cruise, we cruise, we cruise.
Holy shit, Girl Flounder. What do you think?
Sorry there, I was on the camera. I was on the camera there. Yeah, that was cool. That was right on.
Was that who that was? Super.
Sir, for Elena, everybody, come on. Give her a hand. Elena K, everybody.
Yeah, that was pretty good.
That was pretty good. I like that one.
They were all freestyling on that one.
Jam myself.
Yeah, that was good.
Now, how much would you pay if this were a concert, like ticket-wise?
What's
Pay
your
$20 to come to a house party like that?
$20, sure.
Yeah,
House party.
listen to like a personal concert up close.
Oh yeah, yeah, I think so. Pretty good jam.
It's like a real house party where people are performing in a living room. That's raw. These people could be famous in a few years, right? You could be a witness to like the beginning of Eminem or whatever, Snoop Dogg in a house party.
It's starting to get a little crowded in here now. It's starting to look like a house party. I can feel the floor starting to vibrate a little bit.
Here we go. We'll fight our way out if we have to.
Probably.
Don't get separated.
They're really
Don't get separated.
now, so
That's the key to everything. Is don't get separated. So here at the 420 house party, live performance, music. I mean, there's probably, I don't know, maybe 50 people close now, closing in on the house. What do you think, Grow Flounder? Is this night not a 420 extravaganza?
Oh, it's definitely a good time here. I'm not too familiar with some of these jams that they're jamming.
Well, no, I mean, they're not your average everyday hits, but that's what makes them so much more special and original. The fact that they're original music being performed live. When I play this on the show, it's going to be music that few others have actually heard.
Oh, you're not kidding.
Here we go, Lee Ricks taking back over hosting. He's hosted a party or two. Look at him. DJ, conductor, and all. They're going to do one more song, and then we're going to trade out performance. Just another 20 minutes. You know, he really had this organized, despite the fact that it was my idea. He really did all this organization. I don't know any of these people. They would have never been here.
Well, I think it's a very good turnout.
You are the only people that have showed up. You and Young Fate. Young Fate invited a few in his band. So I'm actually responsible for the best rapper in Colorado.
Well, that's good job. Good job.
Well, thank you. I don't want to pat myself on the back, but I mean, you know what I'm saying.
I said there's probably 60 people here. There's
crowding in.
The downstairs is full.
40s are being shared, passed around, and the whole deal.
I belong in an asylum. These psychopathic tendencies tend to get the best of me. I've been exuberant since I was in the uterus, malignant like a tumor is service and hysterectomies. Scalpel please for surgery. I cut precise as I murder beats. Why act humanized while humans lie? I'd rather protrude your mind and crucify. Let's call the paramedics. You should diet if you're diabetic.
Talk into the microphone.
I'm trying to talk into the microphone. Quiet.
And hold it directly in front of you so nobody can see your
Nobody
mouth,
can
man.
see what I'm talking about.
Okay.
Just in case they're breathing.
Yeah.
That was smooth shit.
That
That's the shit you make
was.
babies
Oh, yeah. Oh, here we go. Old man Mike is jumping back on the
So, we got a
guitar.
lot of people downstairs. We got a lot of people all over the house. We got third generation coming up. We got Ian Taylor. We got all. Who gives a fuck who's coming up, right? Snowman's fucking Santa Claus is coming up. Who gives a fuck, right? We got CCP Radio from Denver. House that's here. They got a lot of people down here that spent their gas, told their wives and shit. They had to go do shit tonight, and they came down here for y'all.
Lee Ricks leading the house thing. What do you think about that girl flounder?
That's pretty good.
Killing it.
Thanks, Lee.
You might want to talk here. He's the man right here. So let's hear it again. CCP Radio.
Oh, Lee Ricks giving us a shout out.
All right.
My name is Lee Ricks. This is Mike Naylor. Let's hear it for Mike Naylor. He's up past.
All right, Mike.
Going back.
He's alive.
Yeah.
He's alive.
Everybody who's downstairs, let's get up here. Let's jam out.
This is what a house party sounds like.
Okay, this is getting ready to rock and roll here.
I'm feeling the energy. I'm excited.
Starting to.
It's like people are going to spontaneously get up and start dancing and be
I go by Lee Ricks.
and moving.
New albums over here, our information. My cock is about 7.5 inches long. Mr. Mike,
I'm not. Well, I mean,
let's get upstairs.
I'll totally end
Let's send some support. So about half of those.
Don't worry, honey. You're still the hottest girl in the room, in the house.
Stay out of handcuffs. That's all I'm gonna tell all of you.
Lee Ricks taking control of the night.
Stay inside. I'll kick your fucking ass. That's all I gotta say. So we're gonna start off with some shit. This is Deep Space Tom Sawyer.
All right, here we go.
Yeah.
Back to some old school rock. Bring us back to our age.
It's a little bit different. You might want to dance. If you break through the floor, you're going to land on someone's head. That's okay. There's the California King down there.
He just streams the thoughts, though. He's actually quite an amazing commentator, or conductor, host. Listen to this. Genius.
Kiss your fucking mama. Kiss your grandma. This is my friend Mike Taylor. This guy saved my life with music. I love this guy. I wish he was my dad, but I'll take him as a surrogate father. Till then. Come on, Mike. Come up a little. Come up here.
That was beautiful.
Hell yeah. Let's listen.
Yeah.
Well, you never heard no shit like this. You never heard this like this. You never heard no shit like this. Come on, Mike, get a phone. Deep Space Tom Sawyer. They're gonna need more than they call to the lawyer. Call to your lawyer. Deep Space Tom Sawyer. They're gonna need more than they call to the lawyer.
Yeah, that's rock.
Yeah, there you go. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
All right, good. So a little different vibe, yeah? A little different.
Me?
No, you. Yeah, you. No, the performance. This is Lee Ricks performing. A little Marky Mark, a little aggressive, right?
It's awesome.
Yeah. A little gymnastics like.
Oh yeah. He's all over the place, man. It's really
doing the
it's turning live now, man. It's getting real now.
He's street performing. He's out wielding the hat. Wielding the hat.
It's all live, folks. Live house party down here in Colorado Springs tonight. 420 party. Getting crazy. Our host almost had to bounce a few people right in the middle of his rap. He just grabbed them and started throwing dudes out. It was crazy. Just dudes flinging out the doors. But, you know, we hung in there. We were kind of worried for a minute there. But we hung in. Yeah, you don't get that
Lee
woofer
Ricks just took off
sound.
his shirt, and he had a shirt underneath the shirt.
My mic's not as deep as it was earlier. What happened there? Did I drop it? Did I break it?
Who loves music? Make some noise.
Testing. Yeah! House party 2015!
Music. We love it.
Is that your cool hip phrase? Is that what you say? What did you just scream right now?
House party. Just house party, baby.
So you scream the event, literally the description of what it is, and just say loud manner.
We got some live, some awesome rap going down now.
Lee Rick's getting deep drunk, but getting hard. There you go, Grow Flounder. What do you think of Mr. Lee Ricks? Did he come around? Did he come around for you?
Oh, yeah.
Did he
yeah,
bring
I like
it home?
that. You got to plan it to save, man.
He got a little aggressive.
Yeah.
Lee Ricks here at the number 20 house party. What do you get better for your dollar than just bringing a couple beers and hanging out at somebody's house and jamming?
This is great.
What is better than
we got live fights. We got just rap, all kinds of music, hip hop. All right. So
okay,
basically,
everything's good. Just somebody's parking in the wrong spot.
Yeah, he's had a flashlight.
There was a visitor parking, but I'm sure right now it's full.
It says in his shirt, "Get your groove on." But
see, to be an authority, I figure all you have to do is put a flashlight in your pocket, and all of a sudden you become the authority.
Look at that. We were watching a thing on Brain Games the other thing, and as long as you got a microphone, people, it's amazing. People are like,
"Should we try it?"
Really? It looks like a gold Honda Civic.
Who's got a gold? Hey, tell them downstairs a gold Honda Civic.
This is real. This is house party right here. This shows you it's live.
That was the neighbor. I think that's the neighbor.
The neighbor, yeah.
The neighbor come over and said, "Hey, look." The Kentucky Deluxe here, I guess, is what we're dealing with.
Generation up next. Whoever wants to perform.
We're gonna have some.
Twister with me in my bathroom. You guys are dope right here. You guys are dope. Give yourself a hand right here. All you guys.
This guy has no boundaries whatsoever. I love it.
Make some noise if you love yourself.
Yes. For Whack It Off.
Who's ready for third generation? Shelton, make some noise, because it's not.
Look at this. There must be 400. I think there's 400 people downstairs. The entire high school volleyball team just went downstairs.
I would say basketball team.
Oh. Wow. I think we're definitely outnumbered. I'd have to say the basement is probably at capacity now. I don't know what capacity is on that basement.
You want to go check it out and be our correspondent?
Honestly, I was a little scared when I went down there before. I got threatened.
I'm glad you admit. Did you look anybody in the eye? I felt the same way. I told you, I put my hood on. I put my hoodie on.
You look all gangster now.
This is
right now. Every motherfucker downstairs needs to be upstairs right now. I've got something to say right now, please.
Smoking shit.
2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Hold them up, high, hold them up for me, for Mike, for 3, for T3G, for everything that we believe. Tell them what we meant by free. 1, 2, 3. Hold them up, high, hold them up for me, for Mike, for 3, for T3G, for everything that we believe. Tell them what we meant by free. 1, 2, 3. Hold them up, high, hold them up for me, for Mike, for 3, for T3G, for everything that we believe. What we mean by free. And I tell you that's okay, I will remain on the same.